It's early evening, immediately after the close of our last episode. As in Grand Railway Terminal, Gordy Weber looks at Kate Beekman, slowly lights a cigarette. And now, just as deliberately, Gordon Weber decides to make the biggest gamble of his life.
Kate, I'm going to lay my cards on the table. Face up. I'm going to take a chance to tell you something.
What?
The truth. You didn't change your mind.
No.
You won't take the job. I'll say I'll give up the nightclub if you don't take the job. But that don't change your mind. You know why?
No, I just...
Okay, I'll tell you. It don't ring true. What I've been telling you rings phony as a lead dime. No, you don't say it sounds phony, but it is. Phony as a $3 bill.
Gordy.
Look, I'm giving out with the truth now. Kate, I'm scared.
What?
I'm scared because that nightclub means so much to me. I'm going to tell you something about Gordy Weber so you'll know why it means so much.
Oh, please, Gordy.
I should have told you a long time ago. I've been a chump, but... Yeah, and I'll tell you something else I've been. Dishwasher, shine shoes, rack boy in a pool room, bookie runner, and rum rummer. Yeah, I've done some of that. Carnival shill and street spieler and hack driver, roustabout, and a lot more. Crummy jobs and not so crummy. But always drifting, Kate. I carried my bank account and my wardrobe on my back. Just like a million other guys. But with a difference. I was sharp enough to come from nothing to something. Kate, there's a guy... Come on.
Huh?
Come on, I gotta walk.
Okay.
Look, Kate, there's a guy, see? And he's got a lot of dough. And he's got lots of people working for him. He finds a guy who suits him and he backs the guy.
I don't understand.
He sets the guy up in business.
Oh.
Now, sometimes it's a bar and grill. That don't take too much dough to get rolling. Sometimes it's a store or a car agency.
Or a nightclub.
Or a nightclub. But that takes a lot of dough. You understand that?
Yeah.
50, 75, 100 G's. But he don't toss it around, Kate. The big fella's a businessman.
Who?
The big fella. He's the fella with all the dough.
Oh.
Now, the big fella takes a guy like me, see, and he backs me. Just like I'm a racehorse. And he bets $50,000 I'm a winner. There's 50,000 riding on me, Kate. That makes me an important horse, right?
Yeah.
Not the biggest horse in the stable, but big. 50 G's is important hay in anybody's stable. No, Kate, this is serious. Okay, go ahead and laugh, just so you listen.
I can't help myself.
Okay, now, the big fella's got 50,000 riding on me, see, so he watches me. He checks on me. That's natural. He sees how I start setting up. He has his accountant check the purchases when I buy liquor and furniture and contract for a chef. Especially the chef and the bartender. And especially the entertainment. He has his number one boy ask me who I'll get. And I say Tony for piano. I think I'll call the joint Tony's. Check, says the number one boy. Who else? And I say a specialty dancer. Check, says the number one boy. Who? Well, I got one in mind, I say. A girl named Beekman, young girl, good dancer, new face for the customers. Check, he says. You're all set. Sign him up. So what happens? The big fella's number one boy says, you sign a piano player, Gordy? Yeah, I say. What about the dancer, he says. And I say, well, we got to get somebody else. But there's lots of dancers. But he says, that's not so good, Gordy. He says, you said you'd get Beekman. Well, so what, I say? I'd like to have her, sure. But there's lots of dancers. And then you know what, Kate? Wait a minute, stop here. Then, the big fella's number one boy looks at me and says, Gordy, there's also lots of guys who want to run the nightclub. Guys who don't talk out of both sides of their mouths.
Gordy.
No, that's right, Kate. That's how he operates. Details are important.
But they wouldn't take the club away from you just because...
Oh, wouldn't they? These are big-time guys, Kate. They operate just the way they want to. Sure, they'll back me and let me pay them back out of profits. And in a year or two, I'll own the joint. Me, Gordy Weber, ex-con, ex-shoeshine boy. Sure, they'll live up to the agreement. They know I'll work like a dog to make good. But if they get the slightest idea I'm kidding around, well, there's lots of guys to take over.
Gordy.
Now, wait a minute.
It still doesn't sound right.
You think I've been lying to you?
No. No, I don't think so. I feel that you believe it, but somehow it...
What?
It just doesn't sound right. There's more to it.
Look, Kate, I know those guys better than you do.
Yeah?
And I know you, too. Look, honey, this is the truth. I like you. You're a nice, decent, sweet kid. You're pretty. And if my dance director says you can dance good enough, I want you to dance in my club. But, Kate, the club comes first. First, last, and all the time. It's the club. Yeah, that worried you, too, didn't it? You thought I had other ideas. Well, I don't blame you. Before I told you the truth, Look, Kate, I do like you. I think you're pretty, but that nightclub, honey, I love that nightclub. You want a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Yeah, look at that. Look.
What?
The match. My hand's shaking a little. I just made the biggest gamble in my life. Now I'm waiting for the wheel to quit spinning so I'll know if I win. What do you say, Kate? Look, Helen can audition you in the morning. 100 a week, not big dough, but it ain't hay.
Yeah, we need it.
You can save enough to go back to school.
No.
Huh?
Ma and Pa, they want to bring Sister and Timmy home.
You gonna take that audition?
All right, I'll try.
Oh, boy.
I better phone Mr. Mason right away. Excuse me.
Wait a minute. For what?
That I can't take the job he offered.
Well, you're gonna tell him that...
No, I won't tell him I'm going to work for you.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a good idea, Kate. Only, maybe you better wait till after the audition.
I know I can do it. I can dance. But that's all you're paying me for.
That's the way it is.
Okay. I'll phone Mr. Mason.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Just dance. Okay, that's how you feel now, baby, but... Well, there's lots of time. Lots and lots of time, baby.
Meanwhile, in Della Street's apartment.
What are you doing, Della?
You getting hungry?
Oh, I'm drooling.
I've almost finished the mushroom sauce.
Well, you're starving me to death.
Oh, go read the paper.
Oh, I have read the paper. Now I want to eat.
Well, the rolls are almost ready.
I'm glad to hear... Well, Miss Street, your phone is ringing.
I've got my hands in this. Answer it for me, will you, Perry?
Hmm?
Or are you too weak from hunger?
Oh, you think so, huh?
Perry, will you go answer the phone?
Miss Street's residence? Well, yes. Oh, yes, Kate. No, not at all. What? Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know that you're entirely welcome. Yes, of course. Well, best of luck, Kate.
Who is it, Perry? Perry?
Hmm? Oh, it was for me. It was Kate Beekman.
Oh, was it?
Yes, my number didn't answer, so she called. She's not going to work in the office.
Oh? Why?
She has another job. Dancing.
Oh, well, if that's what she wants,
I don't think it is.
But then why? Money?
I guess. Of course, we could pay more than standard rates, but she wouldn't take it.
She'd know. Money for dancing school,
Well, I would have said yes, but Kate has grown up a lot in the time her father's been home.
You know, Audrey wants to bring Sister and Timmy home.
Yes. Well, I'm still hungry, Della.
Oh, me too. Coming right up, sir.
Well, Gordy Weber's gamble paid off. But only because Kate Beekman has grown up. Because she's thinking of her father and mother's happiness. As you can guess, there'll be important and exciting developments in the immediate future. So, by all means, join us on Monday, won't you? It's 7 o'clock in the evening, immediately after the close of our last episode, as Frederick Pratt, lawyer, waits in the lobby of Della Street's apartment building. Waits to speak with Della on a matter which will add vital meaning to the life of Kate Beekman. More of this in just a few moments. First, in the apartment of Tony Facina, nightclub entertainer.
Bob, darling.
Hello, Tony. I got your message.
And you came. Well, come in.
I got your message. I don't know what you want with me.
Come in and find out.
I don't want to find out, darling. I came to tell you something. I'm not your agent anymore.
Oh, Bob.
You made that plain and clear. I'm no longer your agent from here on out. To quote you, you don't need me anymore. Okay, so don't phone my office anymore. Don't leave any more messages for
Bob, won't you even give me the chance to say I'm sorry?
me. What?
Because I am sorry. I was all wrong. Please, come in so I can tell you
Tell me what?
how sorry I am and how wrong and... don't be cruel.
Well, you bet I'll come in. This I want to hear.
Now, you get comfortable while I pour you a cocktail. I made martinis just the way you like them.
I don't want a martini.
But I made them special.
No martini. Give me scotch in the rocks.
Whatever you say, Bob, dear.
So the deal fell through. The nightclub deal. The wonderful deal you were going to get. The reason you gave me my walking papers. Gordy made a chump out of you.
Oh, no, dear. I decided not to go through with it.
Oh?
I decided I'd rather not work in Gordy's club, even after he offered me part interest.
Mm-hmm. But he's going to open the club anyway.
Oh, sure.
You just changed your mind.
Mm-hmm. Get me a job, honey. I need a job. I'll sign a contract this time, Bobby.
Well, that's a switch. You claimed you'd never sign one.
I will now. Give me a chance, Bob. Please. Let me get you another drink.
Sit still. Tony.
You don't have to say I told you so.
Yeah, but I'm an awful stinker. That's just what I'm going to say. Gordy's a wrong guy. The guys backing him are wrong guys, too.
You know him?
Not personally, but I know this business.
Bob, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. I know I'm wrong about Gordy. I've learned my lesson, and... well, doesn't this prove it? Would I ask you to be my agent again if I wasn't all through with Gordy?
That could be the answer.
What other reason could I have? I'd be so suspicious.
I told you I'm a stinker. You sign a contract?
Okay. I'll come in tomorrow.
You'll do it now. I've got a contract with me. We'll go downstairs and get it witnessed.
You don't take any chances.
No more than I can help. You say you're all washed up with Gordy, but just the same... Let's go.
Oh, wait till I touch up my face.
Aren't you going to answer it? What if it's Gordy?
I'll tell him off. Hello?
Hello, Tony?
Oh, hello.
Say, what, is somebody with you?
My agent.
Agent? Oh, hedging your bets, huh? All right, kick him out, Tony. Everything's set.
What?
Everything's okay. I talked to Kate Beekman. She'll take the job. We go ahead.
Gordy, you mean it?
Sure I mean it. We'll open next week. And a sign on the top of the joint will read Tony's.
Oh, Gordy. Where are you?
Downstairs in my apartment. Come on down.
Oh, yeah, Gordy, right away. Bob.
Never mind. Never mind, Tony. I'm going for good. Tony, would it do any good to tell you you're making a mistake? Yeah. Okay, kid. Have fun.
Meanwhile, in Della Street's apartment building...
Do you mind telling me why we didn't take the elevator all the way down to the lobby?
I want to get a look at Mr. Frederick Pratt before you speak to him. Stop here.
Oh, that must be Mr. Pratt.
Where?
That nice-looking young man holding the briefcase in his lap. Oh, and he is a nice-looking young man. Let's go meet him.
No. You go see what he wants. Call me over if you think I should talk to him.
Okay. Mr. Pratt?
Oh, Miss Street. Thank you so much for... I dropped my briefcase. Excuse me while I...
Your pencil fell out of your pocket.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. You must think I'm terribly awkward, but frankly, Miss Street, I'm, won't you sit down?
Yes. What is it, Mr. Pratt?
Well, you see, I've just started practicing law in the street, and frankly, I'm in a situation that they didn't cover in law school. What I mean to say is I'd like very much to see Mr. Perry Mason. I learned you're his secretary, and, well, I apologize for imposing on you, but
The usual procedure is to phone for an appointment.
Yes, of course, but you see, I have to see Mr. Mason today. I phoned your office, but... Well, you see, I'm Francis Riley's attorney, Miss Street, and I know Mr. Mason's interested in Riley's case.
No, not actually, Mr. Pratt. Riley's mother is a friend of Mr. Mason's office girl. Mr. Mason went to see Riley at her request. Let me see, I guess it was the day after Riley was arrested for stealing that car. But Mr. Mason does not have a personal interest.
Yes, ma'am, but you see, they've changed the calendar. Riley's case will be tried tomorrow. Please, Miss Street, I must see Mr. Mason.
This one of your first cases, Mr. Pratt?
The first. Yeah.
And, of course, you want to make good. Well, just a moment. Mr. Mason's just across the lobby.
He's here?
This is Mr. Pratt, Mr. Mason.
Pratt. How do you do, sir? This is an odd... Oh, I dropped my briefcase. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, dear, there goes your pencil again.
I am clumsy. Excuse me, Mr. Mason. It rolled into the chair there. I think. Rolled all the way back under.
Well, take your time, Mr. Pratt.
Well, I got it now there.
Sit down, Mr. Pratt.
Yes, well, I guess I better before I fall down.
Mr. Pratt has just started practice, Perry. Francis Riley is his first client.
His case is coming up tomorrow, Mr. Mason, and... Well, I'm stymied.
You want me to advise you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. Riley needs help, Mr. Mason.
Riley?
Yes, sir. He won't talk to me.
Oh. Well, if your client won't cooperate, I mean, even after hiring you, he won't talk to you?
Oh, he didn't hire me, sir. I've been appointed public defender. They don't have any money, Mr. Mason. Oh, I see. Gee, look, Mr. Mason, I'm not afraid of losing a fee. I wouldn't know a fee if one came up and bit me. No, oh, sorry, not thinking about a fee. It's Francis Riley that I'm thinking about. I can't stop thinking about that kid. I need information, Mr. Mason. That boy just didn't go out and steal a car on a sudden impulse. There's more to it than that. There has to be. Don't ask me why, because I can't give you any reasons, but I feel that Frank Riley is a decent boy. I guess I'm talking all around the block, Mr. Mason. You're probably ready to send me packing anyway.
Oh, no, Mr. Pratt. I'm a defense lawyer, too. I understand how you feel. And I'll tell you something. You fight this way on every case you get, and you will get more cases. You have the right attitude.
Golly, thanks, Mr. Mason. Thanks an awful lot.
But that doesn't do anything for Riley. And I can't tell you a thing. Riley won't talk to me either.
Mr. Mason offered to take his case.
I felt there might be a personality clash, that perhaps someone else could reach him. This is coming up tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, and the way it stands now, I'll have to enter a plea of nolo contendere.
No, don't do that.
I don't want it, Mr. Mason. That kid. Honest, Mr. Mason, this could wreck his whole life. But if he won't talk to me...
You'd like me to see him again?
Gee, if you would, Mr. Mason. But it comes up tomorrow.
All right, get a delay on the grounds that you need time for further investigation. Now, of course, it's up to you, Mr. Pratt, but my advice...
It's plenty good enough for me, Mr. Mason.
All right, then get a continuance. I'll talk to Riley, and then we'll see. Phone my office tomorrow afternoon.
Well, neither Della nor Perry Mason can possibly know it now, but fate is weaving a pattern in which their lives, as well as the lives of Gordy Weber, Tony Facina, Frank Riley, and Kate Beekman, will be closely linked. There'll be interesting and important developments in the immediate future. So by all means, join us tomorrow, won't you? It's 10 at night, sometime after the close of our last episode. As Perry Mason, leaving his taxi to walk the last few blocks to his apartment, bends his long body against the icy wind. The cold stings his eyes, so Mason doesn't notice the middle-aged, plainly dressed woman standing near the entrance. But as he starts inside...
Mr. Mason?
Oh, yes, my name is Mason.
Well, could I speak to you? I've been waiting for some time. And...
Out here?
Well, I'm not well dressed. There were people in the lobby. Oh, it's very important I speak to you, Mr. Mason.
Oh, all right, you come with me.
It's nice and warm.
Oh, well, you should have waited in here.
I was embarrassed. And it wasn't really cold until the wind started. If I can only speak to you a moment.
That's why I brought you in. Now, would you like to sit over in the corner there, or would you rather go to my apartment?
Oh, this is fine, Mr. Mason. That is, if it's all right with you.
It's all right. Mrs. Riley,
How did you know me?
I guessed. Sit down.
Thank
No one will disturb us here. You want to take off your coat? No? Very well. I'm glad you came.
Well, I was afraid you'd be displeased.
No, certainly not. I was going to call on you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. My boy's trial is tomorrow. Oh, Mr. Mason.
Well, his trial is scheduled for tomorrow, but he'll get a continuance. Now, that's a delay in the trial. Your son's lawyer spoke to me, and I advised that he request a delay.
Oh, well, I want to make something clear, Mr. Mason. I don't have any right to come to you. I don't have any money.
Mrs. Riley.
Oh, now, please let me explain. Please. You talked to my boy once. Now, that was more than I could even hope for. But my boy's going to prison if he doesn't get help. And he is only a boy, Mr. Mason.
He is a young man, 19 years of age. Old enough to know the difference between right and wrong.
Right and wrong. Isn't it right for my boy to get mercy? Isn't it wrong for my boy to be persecuted?
Persecuted, Mrs. Riley?
Yes, sir. That young lawyer says I must prepare myself for my Francis going to prison. Oh, why is my son persecuted? Other boys...
Mrs. Riley, the law is not a monster.
But
no, please, let me explain something. Now, we have learned to recognize two types of criminals. One is the basically moral, basically good human being who makes a single mistake either through a sudden weakness or through circumstances. Usually, it's a combination. Now, these people cooperate, admit their mistake, and want honestly to make up for it. These people can be salvaged, and the law leans over backward to give them a break. I know a man who went to prison because he was mixed up in the dope racket.
Oh, Francis would never do anything...
That man is now out of prison on parole.
There, you see? That's just what I'm trying to...
Please, Mrs. Riley. There's another type of criminal. This is the warped and twisted individual, the criminal who is bitter, refuses to cooperate. I went to talk to your son. He wouldn't talk to me. He won't talk to his lawyer.
But, Mr. Mason...
Now, wait a minute. I don't say Francis is a hardened, embittered young man. I do say that that is the impression he will give the judge and the prosecutor and the probationary officers.
But he isn't. Francis is sensitive. He's been hurt. Why, Francis isn't bitter. He's a good boy. He is a good boy. Why, I know everything about him.
Do you, Mrs. Riley?
I'm his mother. Of course I do.
Well, it's possible to be mistaken, even about those we love.
You're saying I don't know my own child?
Oh, I merely meant that...
That is what you're saying. Why, I've raised Francis all my life since his father passed away, and... Well, if he was like you say...
I say he gives that impression.
If he was that way, it'd mean I haven't done my duty. And I have done my duty. I know I have.
Oh, I'm sure you have, Mrs. Riley. However, the fact remains that...
You can ask any of my friends, Mr. Mason. I always gave my boy everything he wanted, even if it did mean plenty of sacrifices. I always gave Francis whatever he asked for. And, well, I gave him freedom, too, Mr. Mason. I didn't tie my boy to my apron strings. I did my very best to be a perfect mother. And some of my dearest moments came when friends gave me words of praise. How can you criticize the way I raised my boy? When I gave him everything, when I sacrificed, when I love him so very much. Oh, what have I done wrong? What have I done wrong, Mr. Mason? What did I do wrong?
Nothing, Mrs. Riley, except perhaps love him too much. And you couldn't help that. I'll see him again tomorrow, and then we'll have more of an idea of what we can do. Now, I'll get you a cab.
Oh, no, please don't bother.
Oh, you can't walk home in that cold wind. You just stay where you are, Mrs. Riley. I'll send for a cab.
Now, sometime later in the Beekman home, Ed Beekman wakes up, hears the wind blow hard against the building. Ed shivers in his warm bed.
You awake, honey? Maud? Where are you? Maud?
I didn't mean to wake you, Ed.
Oh, you didn't? That wind yowling outside. Hey, get back in bed before you freeze. Come on, get under the covers. You're like a block of ice. What's bothering you, Odie?
I told you, the wind.
Now, you were awake before it started. You get up to look at Kate.
Uh-huh.
She okay?
Sleeping like a baby.
You worried about her trying out for a dancing job? Or...
No, not exactly. But you said...
Oh, what I said. Forget what I said.
Have you?
Uh-huh. I thought about it some more, and then I forgot it.
Tell me.
Now, look, if you don't get to sleep...
Please, Ed.
Sure, baby. Look, when Kate told us she was going to try out for a job dancing, I didn't like it. But then I got to thinking, what I really didn't like was not knowing where the job is and who she'll work for. But then I got to thinking, the woman who's going to give her the audition, what is her name?
Helen Powers.
Helen Powers, yeah, pal. Well, she won't give Katie a bum steer. Not a big timer like her, right?
Yeah, but...
I know. We don't know where Kate's going to work. But look at it this way, Ord. We don't know if she's going to get the job.
She can dance good enough.
Okay. All right, we say she does. There'll be plenty of time to decide if the job's okay for her. Naturally, she don't want to talk about it ahead of time. She figures it bad luck. But it'll work out okay, Odie. Now you go to sleep. Good night, Ord.
Night, honey.
You warm enough now?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. That wind.
It ain't the wind, Odie. I'll tell you what's really bothering you and me both. Katie's growing up.
What do you mean?
Well, it was fine and dandy if Kate worked for Mr. Mason because he's a friend of ours. Job with him wouldn't take her away from us.
One reason.
An important reason. But Katie's wanted to dance ever since she was a little kid. It's all she ever wanted. And now she's got a chance to do what she always wanted. And you can't blame her for wanting to dance any more than you could blame a bird for wanting to fly. But all of a sudden, we wake up and we realize she's starting to leave the nest.
She's not leaving.
No, not right now, no. But later... And this is no modeling job. This is what she's dreamed of. If she's as good as we hope, she'll go a long, long way. Away from us. That's what bothers us. But once you look that in the face...
You've done a good job of convincing yourself. For now. Wonder how you'll feel when the time comes.
All right, maybe I'll sing a different tune, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I know this, Ord. We can't stop Katie from dancing.
No, I don't know what it would do to her if she couldn't dance.
Yeah, she'll get a chance tomorrow. You gonna sleep now?
I'll try.
Now what?
Wish you'd told us more about us. And I wish the wind had stopped blowing. I wish it had stopped. All right, Ed. I'll go to sleep.
Audrey Beekman is not, as a rule, subject to vague fears, to unreasoning anxiety. And yet Audrey is deeply, instinctively troubled. And could Audrey but know what the future holds in store, well, the future is always mysterious. Be sure and join us tomorrow, won't you? It's 8:30 in the morning as Kate Beekman slips on her prettiest dress, carefully combs her hair as...
Ma, I brushed off your dancing shoes.
Oh, thanks.
And pressed your shorts and hose.
You didn't have to do that, Ma.
They were wrinkled being in the drawer so long. And I kept your breakfast warm.
Ma...
Now, there's plenty of time, honey. Your audition's at 10 o'clock. Now, that's almost an hour. Oh, your dress looks nice, dear.
Oh, thanks. Are my stockings straight?
Mm-hmm. Sure you don't want me to go with you?
Oh, Ma, I'd like to have you, but I'm already nervous.
Yes, you are. Why, honey?
Oh, because... Well, it's so important. If I get the job, it'll mean a lot for all of us.
Yes, but... Well, I've never heard you say... Listen to Skippy.
I think I know who's at the door. I'll go, Ma.
Good morning, Kate.
Officer McInerney.
Gee, that's a pretty dress.
Thank you.
Hey, so this is Skipper.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to get you a dog tag, young fella. Look, he's excited. Oh, hello, Mrs. Beekman.
Hello, Jay. I didn't recognize you out of uniform.
Oh, everybody's dressed up this morning. including Skipper when we get his dog tag.
I forgot to tell you, Ma. Jay offered to take Skipper to get his dog tag and register him.
You and Skipper. It isn't far, and we can walk if you like. It's a beautiful morning.
I thought it was going to rain.
Oh, well, maybe a little cloudy. To tell the truth, I hardly noticed, but you better take your raincoat, Kate. Be ashamed to get that pretty dress wet. Don't worry, Miss Beekman. If it starts raining, we'll duck in the subway.
Oh, Jay, I'm awfully sorry. I can't go with you and Skipper.
Can't go?
Well, I'm going to be auditioned for a job.
Oh, audition. Well, that sounds like a dancing job.
Yes.
Well, that's fine, Kate. Where?
I'll get it through the Powers agency.
Yeah?
They book entertainment. Miss Powers is going to give me the audition.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'm awfully sorry I can't go with you.
Oh, I understand.
At least sit down for a cup of coffee. I'll pour you a cup, too, honey.
No, thanks, Ma.
Now, there's plenty of time.
I just don't want any, Ma. I do have to get ready. You excuse me, Jay?
Sure, Katie. Run along, get ready.
Want a cup of coffee, Jay?
I beg your pardon, Miss Beekman?
You want some coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. I think I'll be going.
Well, you don't have to hurry.
Well, thanks just the same. Come on, let's go, Skipper. You got a leash for him?
Yes, here on the table. Can't you take him tomorrow? Kate probably won't be busy then.
Well, I'd like to, but this is my day off. I guess I should have phoned before I came over, but, I thought it was definite.
Oh, Kate should have phoned you. Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
So am I. I mean, because I'd like to show Kate where to take him and all. Here, hold still, Skipper. I'll have him back in an hour, Miss Beekman.
Jay.
Yes, ma'am?
Don't they have regulations about minors working in nightclubs?
Yes, ma'am. State laws. Kate going to work in a nightclub?
I don't know. I don't even know if her father and I'll give her permission.
Of course, that's up to you and Ed, but they enforce those laws, Mrs. Beekman. And Kate's a level-headed girl.
She's so young.
Almost 20. I happen to remember her birthday. Like I say, it's up to you, Mrs. Beekman, but, Kate's wise beyond her years. I wouldn't worry about her.
I wouldn't if she wouldn't.
What?
Kate's worried. Something's bothering her.
No, probably just worried about the audition.
Yeah, maybe, but it's just not like her.
Okay, Skipper. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Beekman. I'll take a rain check on that coffee.
I'm almost ready, Ma. Has Jay gone?
Yes, he took Skipper. Here, I poured you some orange juice.
Ma,
you can drink it while you finish dressing. And I want you to. You didn't eat a bite of breakfast.
I'm sorry, Ma. I just can't drink it. I'm not hungry.
You feel all right, Katie?
Of course.
Do you, honey?
Why, yes. Do I look all right?
Honey, I don't like to pick on you, but is something wrong, Kate?
What could be wrong? There, I'm all ready. I look okay?
Pretty as a picture. Here's your halter and shorts.
My shoes.
Here. Now get your raincoat.
Oh, never mind, Ma. I don't need it. It has started to rain.
It's raining hard.
I wish it hadn't. Hope Jay doesn't get wet.
He's such a nice young man. You should have told him you couldn't go.
Yes, I know I should have, but with this on my mind. The audition. What else?
Oh.
Will you get my raincoat while I wrap these up, please, Ma?
Meanwhile, at the entrance to the coffee shop next to Perry Mason's office building.
Come on, hurry, Della. It's really started to rain.
I am hurrying.
Here, I'll get the door.
There's nothing like a foot race to work up an appetite. Whew. Here's a table.
All right.
It's awful crowded. We may be late at the office.
Oh, Della, phone the secretarial service, will you, first thing?
Uh-huh.
We need some clerical help since Kate Beekman won't be coming to work.
Oh, I wish she had.
Well, yes, so do I, but she's a dancer. You can't blame her.
Well. Good morning, Mason, Miss Street.
Oh, hi. Good morning, Dr. Hill.
Hello, Tom.
Mind if I join you?
No, sit down.
You're looking well, my dear.
Is that a compliment or a professional opinion?
My opinion as a man and as a doctor.
Be careful. He'll charge you professional service.
I'll give you the special rate. You people ordered yet?
No, not yet. Toast and coffee for me.
Not me. I want bacon and eggs.
Now, that's what you should have, Perry. A good breakfast is important.
Oh, here's the waitress. I have a tomato juice, please, and some scrambled eggs and bacon.
All right.
I'll have the same.
Make mine toast and coffee, and bring my coffee now, please.
Yes.
Seriously, Mason, you should start the day with a good breakfast.
Is that your professional opinion?
Definitely. Want to pay me now or later?
Oh, send a statement.
I'll deliver it in person. As a matter of fact, I was going to drop by your office anyhow.
Oh, well, just ask Miss Street here for an appointment.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mason's fee depends on the nature of the case and the financial status of the client.
You'll go easy on old Doc Hill, won't you? I should say, poor old Doc Hill.
Ah, we went over your income tax return for you last year, remember?
Yes, so you did. I also remember the fee you charged me. You don't look so well, Perry.
What?
You'd better drop in for a checkup.
You just want to get even.
I'll get my hooks, that is, I'll get you in my office someday, and when I do... I'm just kidding myself. You're healthy as a horse.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Do you really want an appointment, Dr. Hill?
Why get an appointment when I can talk to your boss over a cup of coffee?
Oh, sorry. Can't give advice outside my office.
Well, you can tell me this.
Nope, not a chance. All my instruments are upstairs.
No kidding, Perry.
Who's kidding? What's on your mind, Tom?
I rather hate to tell you after all this horsing around about money. Remember that girl you asked me to examine as she was in the hospital as the result of an accident?
Yes, of course. Kate Beekman. We were just talking about... Why, what about her?
Was she or her mother displeased with me for some reason?
Oh, no, Tom. They were crazy about you. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. He didn't say anything to me. Della, did you hear Kate or Audrey mention that?
No. Why?
Well, I told Miss Beekman to phone my office for an appointment after she got out of the hospital.
Oh, Audrey didn't tell me.
I didn't tell her mother, but I did tell the girl. When she didn't phone, I assumed she'd gone to someone else. This puts me in a delicate ethical position.
And you don't feel like phoning them?
Oh, I'd rather not. They might feel I was trying to, drum up business.
Well, if you think it's important, I can mention it to them.
Honey, I don't understand why Kate didn't mention it. She didn't say a word. Oh, maybe you didn't tell her.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, perhaps you meant to, but...
No, Mrs. Street. I'm positive I asked her to come in when I read those x-rays.
I thought she was okay after the accident.
She tell you that?
Yes.
Now, I want to see her, Perry, and when you mention it to him, you might let him know there'll be no further charge. My fee in the hospital will cover this, too.
You never sent me a statement.
Huh? Well, that's a horse of another color.
Well, send me one.
Too late now. Statute of limitations or something. That girl's a dancer, isn't she?
Yes, she hasn't been dancing since her accident.
I know. You won't forget to get in touch, Mason. I want to see that girl as soon as possible.
You heard Dr. Hill express his concern over Kate Beekman. You know that Kate is worried, too. Kate's secret and very real reason for being worried is going to be disclosed in the very near future. So, by all means, join us tomorrow, won't you? It's 9 in the morning, a few moments after the close of our last episode, as Kate Beekman puts on her raincoat, smiles to keep her mother from guessing just how very nervous she really is, and leaves for her all-important audition at the Helen Powers studio. We'll join Kate in just a few moments. First, in the office of Attorney Perry Mason.
Office of Perry Mason. I'm sorry, Mr. Pratt. Mr. Mason isn't in yet. Yes, sir. Office of Perry Mason. Harry. Hey, how come you're calling this time of day? Didn't you go to work? Oh, it's raining. Huh. Some people have all the luck. Did you have a good time last night, Harry? Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't go, too. By the way, Harry, we're going to have another girl work in the office. Oh, I just thought you'd like to know. Because I won't have to work late anymore. Yeah, you catch on quick. Sure. 5 o'clock this afternoon's perfect. Goodbye, Harry. The boss is coming.
Oh, hello, Gertie.
Hello, Mr. Mason.
Hi, Gertie.
Oh, Mr. Mason, Mr. Pratt called several times yesterday afternoon, and he's just already called again.
Oh, well, I want to speak with him when he phones back. You'll be interested to know that Mr. Pratt is Frank Riley's lawyer.
Oh?
Yes, I'm going to see Riley again this afternoon. Della, reserve a conference room at the jail?
Right, Chief.
I'm glad you're going to see Francis again, Mr. Mason. Maybe this time he'll talk.
Maybe.
Officer Perry Mason. Oh, just a second. It's Mr. Pratt.
Oh, I'll take it in my office.
Mr. Mason will speak to you now.
Gertie, have you got the mail?
Gee, Della, that's a good-looking suit. Turn around.
Do you like this?
It's real good-looking.
Thank you. It would rain the first time I wore it.
We should work on a construction job.
What?
Harry's working on a construction job. Apprentice carpenter. They don't work when it rains. I wonder what it's like being married to a general contractor.
You thinking it over?
Well, it is a long way from apprentice carpenter to general contractor. But Harry's smart. I mean, real smart, if he just find a job he likes and stick to it. I'm not smart, but I know it's true. Well, listen to me.
Well, what brought that on, Gertie?
Well, I've been thinking about it. Kids like Francis Riley, nice kids. They wouldn't get in trouble if they'd find a job and stick to it.
You worried about Harry?
Yeah, I worry about him. You know how many jobs he had last year? 4. Look, take me in the switchboard. Sure, I get sick of it, but just the same, I feel good because I earn my money.
Well, maybe it isn't that simple.
It is that simple. If people got a job and settled down, they wouldn't get in trouble. You take Francis Riley.
I am. That's why I say it isn't simple. Francis Riley knew exactly what he wanted, but he couldn't have it.
Yeah, he was awful disappointed. Maybe you got a point, Della. There are special people who do know what they want. Harry's not like that.
Not special?
Well, he's special to me. But leave us not kid ourselves. Harry's just a guy. He's a nice guy, but... Back to the salt mines. Officer Perry Mason. Perry Mason. Wrong number. I hope Kate Beekman can run a switchboard. If she can't, I'm going to teach her the first thing.
Kate isn't going to work here, Gertie.
She's not.
So phone the secretarial service and let me speak.
Yeah?
Wait a minute. Is Mr. Mason still talking?
No, he just hung up.
Wait just a minute.
Just put the mail on my desk, Della.
When I bring it, Chief, I'll have to interrupt you.
Yes?
About getting a clerk from the secretarial service.
Oh, I leave that up to you, Della. You know the qualifications better than I do. So you handle the interview and select whomever you want. What's the matter?
Well, but after what Dr. Hill told us about Kate Beekman...
He didn't say.
No, but he does want to see her again. It must have to do with Kate's injury in the accident, Perry. Maybe it's serious. Maybe she can't get a job dancing. And now, if she can...
Kate has had ample time to speak up.
Yes, I know, but
All right, Della. All right. We can check before we do anything. Ask Gertie to place the call.
Gertie, will you get the Beekman apartment, please?
Okie dokie.
Funny Kate never said anything about going back to the doctor for a checkup. Dr. Hill seemed to think it was very important.
Doctors are like lawyers, Della. They get into the habit of not revealing information.
Okay, Della.
Hello, Audrey?
Hello, Della.
Oh, Mr. Mason wants to speak to you. Here you are, Perry.
Thank you. Hello, Audrey. Listen, you remember Dr. Hill, the specialist who examined Kate after her accident?
Yeah, in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. His offices are in this building. I happened to see him this morning.
Yeah?
Did you know that he had asked Kate to come back for a checkup?
No.
She didn't mention that?
No. I don't understand, Mr. Mason. I thought Kate was all right.
Well, apparently there's no danger to Kate, but Hill was, he felt there might be complications.
What kind?
Well, I don't know, and he didn't say that there were, but he also said that Kate would know. She hasn't complained of anything, has she?
Why, no, Mr. Mason. Well, she's going to be auditioned this morning for a dancing job.
Oh, well, that answers our questions.
Well, it's funny she didn't tell me what the doctor said.
Well, as long as it's a false alarm.
Yeah. Thanks the Lord, but... Well, thanks for telling me, Mr. Mason.
Now, you're welcome, Audrey. Let me know how she comes out.
Yeah, I will. Goodbye.
Well?
Miss Beekman will be auditioned for a dancing job this morning.
Well, I'll phone the secretarial service.
Mm-hmm. Bring in the Robertson file when you get the mail.
Right, Chief. Okay, Gertie, get the secretarial service.
Kate Beekman got another job?
Dancing.
Oh, that's right. She's a dancer. That must be a lot of fun. I love to dance, don't you, Della?
Mad about it. Now, will you please get the
She
secretarial...
must be one of those special people that know just exactly what they want to do. Like Francis Riley.
But with a difference.
Of course. Francis is a boy and Kate's a girl.
And Frank's in jail and Kate isn't.
Della.
Now you're going to phone the secretarial service?
Uh-huh. Oh, Della, ask for somebody who can operate a switchboard, huh?
Now it's a few minutes later, as a block from Helen Powers' dance studio.
Hello, Kate.
Gordy.
Come on, step in the drugstore out of the rain.
I've got to go.
Look, your audition's at 10 o'clock. You got a second to talk to me. Come on, Kate. I don't want you to catch cold. Yeah. Now, you want to sit down?
No. What is it, Gordy?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to know if you'd show up.
What?
Well, I offered you the job several times, kid, and it was this way and that way.
I'm here, Mr. Weber, and
Yeah, how you feeling, kid?
What?
You ready to knock 'em dead?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to try.
Yeah, I hope you mean that.
Well, of course
I hope you mean it right down to the bottom of those pretty little feet. I want to tell you something, Kate. I don't want to scare you, but...
You won't. But what is it?
When you take the audition, you're on your own.
What do you mean?
The guy who's backing me in the nightclub.
Oh, is the big fella?
Yeah, Only you forget I mentioned him, just like you can forget everything else I told you. The entertainers come through Helen Powers. I did as much for you as I could when I got you an audition. From now on, it's up to you.
Mr. Weber.
So give it the old school try, kid. Give it everything you got. This is the payoff for both of us.
Is that all?
Huh?
You anything else to tell me?
No, I guess not.
Then I'll tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said I'd try to get this job for a lot of reasons. The job includes nothing but dancing.
That's all. I'll never even speak to you if you don't want.
That's one reason. Another is I can help my folks. We need money.
Uh-huh. And?
Have you ever wanted anything?
Yeah, that nightclub.
I want to dance. I want that just about as much as you want to own that club. If somebody told me I might never dance again, I wouldn't even listen to them. I wouldn't even admit it. I got a lot of reasons. I'm going to try just as hard as if my life depended on it.
Hey, take it easy,
You didn't
kid.
have to tell me to try hard. And don't tell me to take it easy. Goodbye, Gordy.
Well, the special people who know just what they want from life can be lucky. They can follow one straight road to their goal. But that road doesn't always run straight and true. Sometimes it curves and leads to tragedy. By all means, join us on Monday, won't you? It's almost 10 in the morning, immediately after the close of our last episode, as Kate Beekman walks to the Helen Powers dance studio, stops, breathes a silent prayer, then, just as she reaches the door...
Oh, be careful. Oh, look out. Now look what you've done.
I'm awfully sorry.
Oh, you're sorry. That helps a lot. You knocked my suitcase out of my hand. But my clothes are all over the sidewalk. Why don't you look where you're going?
Well, I said I'm sorry, and you bumped into me. Come on, I'll help you pick him up. Well, it's a dancing costume. Here, hold your suitcase open.
Never mind.
What's the matter?
What's it to you?
Nothing. Only tap shoes are expensive. Satin shorts are, too.
Yeah. Say, I'll bet I know what you've got in that box. Dancing shoes and a costume?
Uh-huh.
I knew it. You're going to dance for the great Miss Helen Powers.
Well, I've got an audition.
So did I. I spent $100 for a new arrangement and spent a month practicing a new routine. Just for this. Just for my audition before the great Miss Powers.
Didn't she like it?
She wouldn't even look at it. Oh, she let me put on my costume, and she let a piano player look over the music. She even let me get as far as just the introduction. And then she said, all right,
That's enough.
What?
I'm telling you. I didn't even get started before she said, okay, that's enough.
But
Great Miss Powers saw all she had to see. We won't waste any more time, said the great Miss Powers. You won't do, she said.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't waste any time being sorry for me. Be sorry for yourself.
Here's your suitcase. I put everything back inside. Here.
Thanks. I'm sorry I blew my stack.
Oh, that's all right. Maybe I'll feel the same way.
Maybe it won't happen to you like it did to me.
I've always heard such wonderful things about Helen Powers.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out. Does it mean a lot to you, kid?
Yes.
Then it's just as well I bumped into you. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm going to need it.
Miss Powers.
Okay. Okay, take 10. I'll talk to Beekman now. Oh, miss.
Yes, ma'am?
Open that window blind, will you, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You're Kate Beekman.
Yes, Miss Powers. If you'll tell me where to change my clothes, I'll...
You in a terrible big hurry this morning?
Well, I know. But I know you're an awfully busy person, Miss Powers.
Sit down. I want to talk to you a moment. Then perhaps I'll see you dance.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a message in reference to you, Beekman. You've been recommended for an engagement at a new club. You had any experience tap dancing?
Well, not professional experience, but all I ask is a chance to dance for you.
Why?
What? What? Because I love to dance. And because I need the job.
So you love to dance? Tap dance?
Ma'am?
You love to tap dance?
Yes.
But no professional experience?
No, but I've studied for years.
Oh?
I've taken lessons ever since I was a little girl.
Popular dancing lessons?
Well, Oh, here. I can reach the matches for you.
Never mind. Oh, now, wasn't that clumsy of me? I dropped them.
I can reach them.
Oh, while you're up, you want to open that blind a little more, please?
Why, of course.
Thanks.
Miss Powers, I have studied...
You don't have to tell me. You studied classical dancing for years.
Ma'am?
You studied at the École Internationale Ballet.
How did you know?
From the way you move, the way you use your hands. Did your papa send you to the institute?
I had a scholarship.
And?
I had to come home and help my mother, my father. My father was in prison.
I see. Is he still?
No. He's on parole. They're going to give me another scholarship next year. In the meantime, we really need the money, Miss Powers.
Tell me the truth, Beekman. If you get the job, it won't be classical dancing. You're sure you won't feel it's beneath your talent and capabilities?
Miss Powers, any kind of dancing is better than not dancing at all. Won't you give me the chance?
All right, I'll watch you. The dressing room's out that door and to your left. You'll have to wait a few minutes.
I don't mind. I've waited a long time.
All right, Beekman. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Meanwhile, in the Beekman apartment.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mrs. Linder. No, I'm all right. I'm worried about Katie. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, yes, I think I've got a whole bottle of aspirin we haven't opened. Let me look in the medicine chest. Just hold the phone a second. Certain I put it in here. That's funny. I didn't find it, Mrs. Linder. Let me phone you back. No, I want to find it. You know how it is when you can't find something you know you put away. Yes, a new bottle. I'll phone you back. I don't see it unless she put it in her bedside table. It's empty. She's taken that whole bottle. Why would she take so many? My name is Mrs. Audrey Beekman. May I speak to Dr. Hill, please? It's important, miss. Please ask... Yes, I'll hold on. Doctor, my name's Audrey Beekman. You examined my daughter after she was in an accident. Yes, sir, Kate. Doctor, Kate didn't tell me she was supposed to go back to you, but Mr. Mason told me you'd spoken to him. Yes, sir. Yes, I'll have her come in whenever you can see her. But I had no idea there were... Complications? Oh, no. No, she hasn't mentioned any pain, but... Yes, sir. Yes, I understand, but... Doctor, if there were complications, if she has been in pain, what would it mean? Never have guessed. She's gone to take an audition this morning for a job dancing. No, sir, it isn't all right. She's taken a full bottle of aspirin in the last week. She has been in pain. What? Yes, she's already left. Oh, that crazy, sweet kid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'll stop her. I just hope this time.
Well, we don't know exactly what Dr. Hill told Kate's mother, but perhaps you can guess the secret Kate has kept to herself. Perhaps you can guess the reason for Kate's secret fear. There'll be important and dramatic developments in the immediate future. So, by all means, join us tomorrow, won't you? It's 20 minutes past 10 in the morning, shortly after the close of our last episode. As in the office of Helen Powers, choreographer, dance director, and booking agent.
Office of Helen Powers. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Powers is busy now.
Miss, my name is Audrey Beekman.
Oh, excuse me, please. Office of Helen Powers. I'm sorry, but Miss Powers says it's impossible for her to see you today. You try again next week if you...
My name is Audrey Beekman. I want to see my daughter.
What did you say?
My daughter came here for an audition, and I must see her. Her name's Kate Beekman.
Oh, yes, she talked to Miss Powers just a few moments ago. You see, Miss Powers always talks to applicants before seeing them dance. Sometimes that's as far as it goes.
What?
Well, sometimes Miss Powers decides the applicant isn't suitable.
Then Kate didn't...
Oh, you can be glad. Miss Powers decided to give your daughter a try at any rate. Oh, just a moment. Miss Powers? Miss Powers? Oh, Miss Powers is no longer in her office. She's most likely taken your daughter to the audition stage.
I've got to see my daughter before she takes the audition.
You don't want her to take it?
No.
Why?
We're wasting time, miss.
Well, you'll have to give me a reason. Well, didn't your daughter want to come here?
Well, yes, but...
Then I don't understand.
My daughter was hurt in an accident. She doesn't know how bad she was hurt. I've got to tell her.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Mrs. Beekman.
Miss, will you call my daughter or take me to her? Or let me speak to Miss Powers?
Of couldn't do that.
Why not?
Oh, because she's busy. Every minute is scheduled.
Miss.
She's coaching the chorus of a musical comedy.
I'm going to see my daughter or Miss Powers. You take me or let me find my own way. But you can't stop me. Are you going to take me? All right, I'll find the way myself.
Hey, wait!
Not another second. If you want to show me the way.
All right. Okay, I'll show you. Hey, Mildred, answer the phone, will you? Oh, this way, Mrs. Beekman. I don't know what Miss Powers is going to say when I tell her you forced your way in here.
I'm not worried about Miss Powers.
Well, I am, believe me.
Okay, get some snap in it. Pick up the tempo, Raymond. Pick it up. Build it right to the end. That's it. Now you're getting it.
Miss Powers. Miss Powers.
What? What do you want?
Well, this woman insists
Wait
on...
a minute. I can't hear a word you're saying. Okay. Cut. Now take time, then we'll run through it again later. Now,
What is it? Oh, this is Mrs. Beekman. I told her you were busy, but she insisted.
all right. What's it all about?
Well, she says
I'll
that...
tell her. Miss Powers, my name's Audrey Beekman, and I want to see my daughter.
I'm almost ready to audition her. Can it wait?
No.
Well, unless it's important, I prefer... It is important?
Yes.
She's in the dressing room. That door. I don't think anyone else is in there.
You want me to go in with her, Miss Powers?
Of course not. She wants to see her daughter, not you. Well, then I'll go back to my desk. That's a good idea. All right, Mrs. Beekman, go ahead and talk to your girl. All right, everybody. Take your places. We'll take it from the break after the second chorus.
Katie,
Ma, what happened? Are you all right?
I am, yeah. But, Katie, why didn't you tell me you were supposed to go back to that specialist?
What, Ma?
Dr. Hill, the man who examined you after the accident.
I wish you hadn't found out. But there really wasn't anything to tell. Oh, he did say something about coming in for a checkup. That was it, a routine checkup. Yes, Ma?
I spoke with the doctor myself.
What did he tell you?
Well, there's a chance your back wouldn't heal right. He said he told you, Katie.
Yes, in the hospital. Is that all he said?
He said if it didn't heal right, you can't dance anymore. At least not for a long time. Maybe never. You should have told me, honey.
But there was nothing to tell.
Katie.
You'd have worried for nothing, Ma, because he said as long as my back doesn't hurt, it's all right. So I knew it was all right when my back didn't hurt.
Honey, I phoned the doctor because I found this.
Aspirin bottle?
Yeah. The bottle's empty. You've been taking it because your back does hurt.
Only a little?
Okay.
Only a little bit when I got tired or... It isn't true. He's wrong. I can dance. I know I can.
You mustn't try.
I'm going to.
Honey, the doctor said you could make it worse.
I don't care.
Kate.
I'm going to try. I've got to try. Oh, Ma, I don't have to tell you. You know me better than anyone in the world. You took me to my first teacher. You paid for me to keep on taking lessons when you and Pa couldn't afford it.
Oh,
I
honey.
was too young to know it then, but I knew it later. You and Pa did without, so I could study.
Because we knew how much you wanted.
Yes. And how much more I want it now. Oh, Ma, dancing is all I want. You know because you know me. I've got to find out.
But, darling...
I've got to know. Don't you see it's worse to be afraid I'll never dance again?
Baby, if the doctor...
I don't need to go to him.
You're on, Beekman.
I can find out here and now, and I'm going to. I've got the right to find out. This is me. This is my life. You come watch. Please. Please, Ma.
Katie, will you promise?
I'm going to do an easy routine.
If it starts hurting...
Oh, stop if it hurts badly. Come on, Ma.
Where's Beekman? Oh, there you are. Where's your music?
I didn't bring any. I'm going to do a standard.
What?
Soft shoe. Swanee River. Hey. I'll be all right, Ma. Wish me luck.
They aren't even watching you. How can you dance?
Miss Powers is watching me. Here I go, Ma.
Want to stand here with me, Mrs. Beekman? All right, Raymond. Hit it. Well, why didn't you tell me the truth?
What did you say?
She told me she hasn't been practicing.
She hasn't, not for several months.
Excuse me. You stay here. I'm going to speak to the accompanist. Okay, Raymond. Build it and give it a good, strong finish.
Ma, where's Miss Powers?
Over by the piano.
Oh. Did you like it?
I don't know. How do you feel, baby?
I'm all right. Here she comes.
Who taught you that routine, Beekman?
No one, Miss Powers. It's a standard, and I just picked it up.
Yes. It's very rough.
Yes, ma'am.
Not polished at all.
I'm sorry. I did the best I could.
Just wanting isn't enough.
Yes. Come on, Ma.
Just a moment, Beekman.
Miss Powers. Miss Powers.
Mary, this is twice you've disturbed me.
I'm terribly sorry, ma'am, but may I speak with you?
Well?
Well, it's confidential.
Then it can wait.
No, ma'am, it can't.
Didn't you hear me? I said it will have to wait. Now, don't disturb me again. Now, as I was going to say, Beekman... Mary, I'm getting seriously annoyed.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Miss Powers, but please step over here where I can tell you.
Never mind. Kate and I'll go sit down.
Very well. All right, Mary, what's your excuse for this?
Well, there's a man in your office.
I can't see him.
Please, Miss Powers, he says you'd want to see him.
If you haven't learned by this
Well,
time...
the way he talked, I was afraid not to tell you.
Afraid? What did he say?
Well, it's not what he said so much, but he's a strange-looking man.
What does he look like?
Well, he's a great big man.
Tall?
Fat.
Oh.
He gave me a note to give you.
Well, give it to me. Hurry.
Here.
He in my office?
Yes. Shall I tell him?
No. I'll do it myself. Ask the Beekmans to wait till I get back.
Well, don't you wonder who's waiting to see Helen Powers? Don't you want to know the result of Kate's audition? We're going to learn the answers to several important questions tomorrow. So, by all means, join us, won't you? It's immediately after the close of our last episode, when in Helen Powers' dance studio, Kate Beekman's audition was interrupted because Miss Powers was told a gentleman is waiting to see her. Now Kate and her mother watch as Miss Powers leaves the crowded rehearsal stage, walks quickly, gracefully to her private office, closes the door, and faces the very well-tailored, very fat gentleman seated in front of her desk.
Hello, my dear. How will you look? Hey, excuse me for not standing up.
You'll have to stand up, J.T. Stand up, walk through the door, and keep walking through the front door until you reach the street. I know it's a lot of exercise for you, and if it were possible to call a taxi in here, I'd do so. But...
Oh, joking, always joking. Why do people always joke with a fat man?
I'm not joking.
You want me to leave before I tell you why I'm here?
Yes.
Even when I tell you it's in reference to the big fella?
Yes. How is he?
Oh, fine, as always.
Was he called out of the city on an emergency?
Why, no.
I see.
Wait. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to tell him you came here and lied to me.
Wait, Helen.
He knows I won't tolerate interruptions. He doesn't know you're here.
I never said he did, but I am here in reference to a business matter in which he has an interest. Now, come on, Helen. Give me a moment to explain.
We don't have business interests in common.
Not usually, but now you have a beautiful little opportunity to do him a favor. I'm sure you'll be glad to. A young lady is being auditioned here this morning. She wants a spot in the new club. You know the young lady I mean?
I see as many as 20 dancers a day.
Well, this one is named Kate Beekman. I would be most grateful, and I'm sure he'd be, if you okay Beekman for the job.
Even if she can't dance?
We want her to work in the club.
Why? Wait, I've got a notation here. Yes, here. Beekman was recommended for audition by a Gordon Weber, manager.
Gordy is going to manage the club for us. We're backing him.
Why is the girl important?
Well, to put it simply, Gordy has a personal interest in the girl. You understand? Gordy wants her to work for him for personal reasons. And besides, we'd like to keep her under our wing.
Why?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
But if...
I'm not asking for much now. Do me a favor, huh?
She's a nice girl. An earnest girl.
Who wants to be a dancer? All the more reason to do her a favor.
J.T.?
Yes? You'll cooperate?
No.
What?
If she can dance, I'll okay her. Otherwise, no. I won't argue about it either, J.T., and you ought to know better than to come here asking me such a thing. I have a reputation that I've built over a long period of time.
But in a case like this...
In a case like this, I don't recommend anyone unless they're right. And you ought to know it. And if you'll ever come here again with... You want that girl under your thumb so badly, give her a job without my okay.
In that case...
And you don't need to reach for the phone. I'll get the number for you. And speak to him. And tell him you want me to compromise my...
Helen, no, my dear, you've misunderstood. I just asked for a favor, a friendly favor from a friend, an extremely dear friend.
We are friends, as you said. Dear friends. But not business associates.
Can't you give me an idea? You've seen her dance.
I just started the audition when you... How do you know?
That door opens on the audition room. I peeked.
Well, I don't know yet.
Haven't you an idea?
No. She's either very good, really very good, or she's been taught one routine and had it drilled into her. I'm going to find out.
Now? May I wait? It's really important, Helen.
All right, J.T., wait. We'll know in 5 minutes. But remember, if I do okay her, she'll have to earn it. Sorry I had to keep your daughter waiting, Mrs. Beekman. Business, you know.
Are you going to have her dance again?
Yes. Are you ready, Kate?
Yes, Miss Powers.
Oh, wait here while I speak to the accompanist.
Honey, are you sure you feel all right?
Yes, Ma. Please don't worry.
I can't help it after what the doctor said.
Ma, I picked the soft shoe routine because it's easy.
You look a little pale.
That's because I'm hoping so hard.
All right, Beekman. Take your place.
Good luck, honey.
Thanks, Ma.
She's pretty enough. Mrs. Beekman, I understood you to say she hasn't been practicing.
Yes, you asked me before.
So I did. Okay, now I'm going to find out if she can dance.
What?
You'll see. Beekman, let's see you follow me.
What?
Do as I do if you can. I'm going to start with a nerve step.
Hey, look at Miss Powers.
Follow that? Yes. All right. Now this. Now this.
That wasn't quite right. I haven't seen that before. Would you do it again, Miss Powers?
Once more. Watch. Well, that wasn't bad at all. Now, I want you to do a fast chorus alone. What'll it be?
All the world is waiting for the sunrise.
All right, Raymond.
Bless
Did she do all right?
These people are professionals, Mrs. Beekman. You heard them clap for her. Run it through once more, Kate.
Please, Miss Powers. She's tired.
There's nothing wrong with her. Run it through again. She'll be all right, Mrs. Beekman. I'll have one of the coaches smooth off a few rough edges. What happened? Are you all right, Beekman?
Yes. Oh, she fell down. Kate, honey. What?
I slept.
What, Beekman?
I slipped. I'm all right. I can stand up, Ma. Start again, please.
No.
Start again. I'm all right, Ma.
She isn't. Kate, I won't let you.
There's nothing the matter. I can do it. And what? Just what?
Kate.
Oh! You hurt yourself when you fell.
Not when she fell down.
It's all right. Really.
You can barely stand up.
Oh.
What is this, Mrs. Beekman?
Help me take her to her dressing room.
I want to know what...
Are you going to help me?
Oh, very well. Come along, Kate.
Oh.
Now, what is this?
She was in an accident. She injured her back. Kate, honey, if you want us to carry you, I'll call one of the men.
No, just let me lean on your arm.
Wait, I'll get the door. There's a sofa over here.
No, just let me sit down.
Honey, just lie down till the doctor comes.
The doctor? No doctor. Just let me sit down.
Katie.
Doctor couldn't help it. It only happens when I get tired. I'll be able to walk home in a few minutes.
Katie.
I can walk all right. It doesn't hurt me to walk. But when I try to dance...
Oh, Katie, darling.
She feels pretty bad.
Of course. Been told she may never dance again.
What a pity. She has talent. Real talent. This girl could dance, Mrs. Beekman.
It's all she ever wanted. Now, I don't know what'll happen now.
Well, I'll leave you alone. Oh, let me know if you decide on a doctor.
Well, maybe what has happened to Kate Beekman is a blessing in disguise. For as bitter as Kate may be, at least she now has a chance to avoid the bitter cruelty of J.T.'s trap. There'll be more exciting developments in the immediate future, so join us again tomorrow by all means. As you know, Kate Beekman has been secretly afraid the injury she suffered in an accident has not healed. And as you also know, Kate's secret fear is justified. A few moments ago, Kate was auditioned by Helen Powers, famous dance director and booking agent. The audition was going beautifully. Miss Powers was on the point of giving Kate rare words of praise when Kate was struck by sudden pain, lost her balance, and fell. Now, in the dressing room, Kate's mother stands beside her, touches Kate's hair softly.
Honey, won't you let me help you? Come on, lie down on the couch. Katie?
I'm all right, Ma. It doesn't hurt now.
Please lie down while I call a doctor.
No, Ma, please. Dr. Hill is a very good doctor. He explained what might happen. I didn't tell you because I wasn't certain. I couldn't be certain until I tried to dance.
Oh, I shouldn't have let you try.
It didn't matter. Don't blame yourself. It wasn't your fault. Miss Powers is rehearsing the chorus again.
Katie.
He explained it, Ma. He said my back wouldn't hurt when I walked or climbed stairs, only when I danced. See, when you dance, you have to turn, and that twists you. It doesn't hurt now a bit. He told me it might happen. He's a very good doctor. Go ahead and talk to him if you want, but do it later, please. I've got to change my clothes.
Wait, honey, and rest a while.
I want to go, so I don't have to hear that music. I've got to stop feeling this way. I've got to.
All right. If it's what you want, I'll help you dress.
Katie, you know I'm with you.
I know it, Ma. My clothes are on the rack.
I'll get them. Kate, let me help you stand.
No, I can do it. See?
Yes, I see.
He said it's better if I keep moving as soon as I can.
Give me those, Katie. Let me take those shoes.
It's funny. It doesn't hurt me at all to move now. It didn't hurt when I started to dance for Miss Powers. If it hadn't happened, maybe she'd have given me the job.
I know she would. Well, she said...
What, Ma?
Nothing. Don't think about it. Not now. If you have to think about it, and I guess you do, think about it the right way.
I don't understand.
Katie, I love you. I wouldn't let anyone in the world hurt you, so I just can't let you hurt yourself. Don't kid yourself, baby.
Kid myself?
Don't tell yourself this is a bad dream that'll go away when you wake up. Wake up now and look it full in the face. I know what I'm talking about, honey. Doesn't help to turn away from something bad. Sooner or later, you got to face up to it, and the longer you put it off, the more it hurts when you do.
I don't know what you mean, Ma.
Well, we both know what the doctor told you. You can't dance anymore. Probably never again. You got to live with it, Katie. Start living with it now, and don't kid yourself. It'll be different in a week or a month.
Ma!
I know it hurts, Katie. And I know it isn't easy. From experience, I know. But hard as it is, you just got to try. Please, Katie.
Sure, Ma. Sure I will. Here's the box for my dancing costume. Thanks for folding it up for me. Shorts, folder, where are my tap shoes? Oh, here.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
What?
Well, I keep tissue paper stuffed in my shoes when I'm not using them, see? So they'll hold their shape. Then, the next time I use...
Kate.
The next time I use my dancing shoes, they've kept their shape. Even if it's quite a while. Even if it's a month or two, or even longer.
Oh, Katie.
Okay, Ma. That's everything. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll carry the box.
Let me.
No, I'll carry it.
Wait.
Kate.
Give me my costume.
No.
Give it to me, Ma.
Kate, I won't let you try again. I won't let you go out there and break your heart again.
I don't want to put it on. Give it to me. Thank you.
What are you going to do?
Take my costume out of the box. And my shoes. Put them on the table.
Here?
Yes. Maybe one of the girls can use them. The shoes are almost new. There's one thing I won't need them anymore now. Please, Ma. Let's go.
Now it's some time later, and Mr. Peter H. Nicholas, founder, owner, and president of Nicholas Importing Company, is, with his assistant, making a routine but thorough inspection of the establishment he founded, owns, and heads. Now, as Mr. Nicholas and his assistant enter the employee locker room off the warehouse.
Memorandum to warehouse supervisor. By order of the president, this locker room is to be repainted at intervals of not less than 4 months. Just a moment, Tompkins. Beekman.
Oh, hello, Mr. Nicholas.
You're changing into street clothes?
Yes, sir.
Getting off?
Yes, sir, for a while.
You sick?
No, sir.
Oh, that's all, Tompkins. I'll meet you outside. Where are you going, Beekman? And you might stop dressing while I'm talking to you.
Sorry, Mr. Nicholas. I gotta hurry. Gotta go home for a while.
Emergency?
Yeah, in a way.
That's no answer, Beekman.
Just got word my daughter... I have to go to her.
Oh, she hurt in an accident?
Since you have to know, she broke down in the middle of an audition.
You what?
She was being auditioned for a dancing job. She was hurt a couple of months ago, and she can't dance anymore.
You come back here, Beekman.
We can talk while I'm walking out, but I am walking out, Mr. Nicholas.
Beekman, I don't understand you, Beekman. You've done well, earned a promotion. What do you mean by calmly informing me that you're walking off your job?
Because my daughter's important to me, Mr. Nicholas.
This is ridiculous, Beekman. You've got a shipment of Alaska furs to check and get in the cold storage.
Charlie can supervise the loading.
If I could depend on him, I wouldn't have made you assistant foreman. Beekman, let me remind you, you are still on parole.
You don't have to remind me that. You got a daughter, Mr. Nicholas?
What? Certainly not.
Then you don't know how important.
My business is important. I built my business from the ground up, and don't tell me I don't know what's important.
That's just what I'm telling you, sir. I'm going to tell you something else, too, Mr. Nicholas.
You're going to...
Yeah, and you're going to listen.
Oh?
Yes, sir. Because it's time somebody told you. You built a great business, Mr. Nicholas. You can be proud of yourself.
I am.
But what's the business, Mr. Nicholas? This warehouse that covers a city block, money in the bank, credit ratings and stock issues and quarterly reports and market quotations?
Part of it?
Yeah, part of it. But that part don't mean a thing. Because that part's got no guts to get hungry and it's got no heart to break. I'll tell you what's the heart and soul, Mr. Nicholas. It's you and me and those guys sweating on that warehouse floor.
The men?
The people. This business don't mean a thing by itself. It's got to have people to love it and hate it and build it up and break it down and build it up again. And that goes for every single thing on God's green earth, Mr. Nicholas. It all comes back to the people. My daughter's just as important to me as this $1 million warehouse is to you. When my daughter's heart is squeezing too, it hurts me just as bad as it'd hurt you if this warehouse burned down.
What happened to her means so much to her?
All she ever wanted. Took dancing lessons ever since she was a little kid. That's not 1, 2, 3 to you, Mr. Nicholas. It means an awful lot to Katie. I'm going to her.
Beekman, I didn't understand. Well, of course, Beekman, you take as much time off as you like. Oh, Beekman, tell your daughter, tell her I'll supervise loading those furs myself.
You know, Kate Beekman faces a difficult future. But if disappointment were all she had to bear, Kate has the courage and strength of spirit to bear up. But that isn't all that faces Kate Beekman. Because, as you know, Kate Beekman faces danger. Be sure to hear tomorrow's important development.